Oh yeah, 213 Rock, Vinylestimes, Classic Rock Radio. En direct ce soir, Mr. Rene Berthiaume du groupe Equilibrium. 213 Rock, Vinylestimes, Classic Rock Radio. Il vient donc présenter le nouvel album Equinox qui sera disponible le 28 novembre prochain. Hi Rene, nice to meet you.
Hello, nice to meet you too.
Yes, how are you, Rene?
I'm fine. The last weeks and months has been quite busy. We had a lot of work to do. We recorded the new album, produced the album. We made a lot of music videos. So right now I'm actually relaxing a little bit and using the time also to answer plenty of interviews.
Alors effectivement que René est très occupé en ce moment avec tous les clips vidéo et notamment je pense qu'il y en a un qui devra arriver dans pas longtemps qui correspondra avec la sortie du nouvel album. Ses journées sont très chargées. Aujourd'hui il est en mode promo donc il est un peu plus relax effectivement et puis il est en direct ce soir dans 213 Rock Vinylestimes Classic Rock Radio. Alors donc je disais que le groupe Equilibrium avec son nouvel album Equinox inaugure une nouvelle ère dans sa longue histoire. Après une période de silence et de transition, le groupe allemand revient donc avec une nouvelle identité artistique, profondément renouvelée à la fois moderne et authentique. René, I just said that the band Equilibrium is ushering a new musical era in its long history after long silence and transition since your last album Renegade was released in 2019.
Exactly, yeah. It's been 6 years and you would wonder why it took so long. But yeah, a lot has happened since this time. Of course, we had the Corona pandemic. And then like one important step that was for us, like to actually have a change in our lineup. So we would have a new singer, Fabian now. And we didn't want to rush this procedure. We didn't want to rush this decision also. So we thought that we would give it the time that it would need. And to go kind of intuitively into the process of getting actually new songs written. So that's also what we did, and that's what you also can see online now. Like we have released a couple of songs during the last years, a few singles with him, and we wanted to explore a little bit how can we work together? Like what kind of voice will he deliver us, and how in general is the collaboration with him since he became a full member now. And the final release you can hear now on the new album Equinox. So we basically wanted to use the time to get the best out of this first new album. I thought at first it would go way quicker, to be honest. But at the same time we didn't want to rush it, and also many stuff happened in between. We also have been on tour quite a bit in between, and the songs also just needed some extra time to get to the state where they are now.
Alors, beaucoup de choses. La première, effectivement, c'est que ça a pris 6 ans déjà, depuis cette histoire de Corona qui a bloqué la planète entière, donc ça vous en connaissez l'histoire. Il y a eu des changements de line-up, il y a un nouveau chanteur, donc Fabio qui est arrivé. Il y a aussi donc il a fallu aussi donc concevoir toutes les nouvelles chansons, explorer des nouvelles idées, comment travailler avec le nouveau chanteur, le mettre dans les meilleures conditions possibles. Donc beaucoup de questions ont été tournées autour de cela. Donc ça a pris beaucoup de temps, il a fallu le mettre à l'aise, bien évidemment avec toute cette nouvelle méthode de travail. Et puis il était question aussi de faire le meilleur album possible, donc avec de meilleures idées, et beaucoup de choses sont arrivées puisqu'ils ont aussi récemment tourné avec Dark Tranquillity et tout, donc il a fallu tester tout ça. Donc ça a été un énorme travail colossal, ça a pris 6 ans, et donc il a fallu aussi donc enregistrer le nouvel album. Donc tout ce temps-là, il a été très bénéfique, c'est très long, oui 6 ans c'est vrai, c'est très long, mais en tout cas avec ce nouvel album, ça a été vraiment très très bien étudié et très bien bossé. And René, Equinox is an album about reconnecting with yourself, finding meaning in a chaotic world and celebrating inner strength.
Exactly, yeah. For us, it's been a very interesting album process because on the one hand side, we wanted to found basically the essence of our actual sound, which would also involve going a little bit back to our future, to our first releases to see, okay, what actually has Equilibrium been built on? Like, what are the main ingredients, basically? So we went a little bit back, but at the same time, we also went forward. And what you can hear now is basically how we were trying to get our main ingredients from the past, but also from the future now, and put it into this album. And for me, it's also like. Of course, like I feel like when I started the band in 2001, the time was totally different. Like also the feeling, how you perceive time was totally different. Everything was way slower, and now everything, of course, is way quicker. Back then, you just had to make the music, the album, and give it to the record company. Nowadays, you have to do so much more at the same time. So it really feels that everything is way more rushed, and you have way less time for yourself. And for me, it's always with the help of music, where you can basically get with the help of music, you can get out of this very chaotic madness in the world and get into some kind of state of, timeless moment where you can enjoy the music and be with the music and be in that very moment. That's at least how I often perceive music, and that's also what we are trying to give to the audience when they're listening to the music.
Alors, beaucoup de choses encore une fois. C'est très bien parce qu'il y a énormément d'informations. Equinox déjà est un album de reconnexion avec soi-même, avec la recherche dans un monde chaotique et la célébration effectivement de la force intérieure. Donc ça c'est le procédé effectivement concernant donc ce nouvel album. Et puis ils ont été aussi chercher toutes les ingrédients donc du passé. Ils ont été donc ils sont un peu remontés au passé jusqu'au début effectivement. Et donc ils sont retournés en arrière pour essayer peut-être de reconnecter quelque chose. Ils voulaient peut-être redévelopper peut-être avec un côté beaucoup plus profond du passé, avec l'esprit de nos jours. Donc ça, ils ont essayé, ils sont montés jusqu'à 2001 aussi, par exemple avec leur premier album, où à l'époque, ils faisaient un album et ils remettaient l'album au label, et ensuite ça partait en tournée. Mais alors aujourd'hui, c'est beaucoup, pour le même temps qu'il y avait en 2001, aujourd'hui, vous avez un album à donner au label, effectivement, plus tout le travail concernant les clips vidéo et tout. Donc ça prend énormément de temps avec dans le même laps de temps. Donc tout ça, c'est un concentré de travail qui est juste dingue. Donc effectivement, ça va très très vite, mais aussi c'est un travail colossal qu'il faut rendre au label, et donc s'il y a des comptes à rendre, et c'est vraiment très compliqué, mais ils y arrivent dans le laps de temps qu'il leur est donné. And may I say, the new album has a spiritual dimension?
Yes, I think you can definitely say this. I'm always kind of careful with the word spiritual, because in some way it also can just be used like inflationary and kind of can lose its meaning. But I would definitely say that this is a part of the album. We had it before also, but I feel now that these new songs, at least for me, they really have a strong connection to nature and to universe, and
yes.
To like ancient emotions, and that's basically also what for me personally is a way of spiritualism.
Alors effectivement que sur cet album, peut-on dire qu'il y a une dimension spirituelle? Il est tout à fait d'accord effectivement, et il fait très attention à la spiritualité. Sur cet album notamment, il avait vraiment un point d'honneur à une connexion entre l'homme et la nature. Ça c'est vraiment le point d'honneur en tout cas sur cet album. Et là on va essayer d'observer effectivement du côté de l'ADN. With this new album, the band has kept its DNA with the epic orchestrations, folk melodies, and the power of modern metal, while incorporating some new electronic and technological elements to create a broader, more immersive and vibrant sound.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, with every album we're trying to explore new sounds, new elements that we can use in our music, because we don't want to repeat ourselves. Like that's why every album sounds different from the other one. But still, of course, we try to keep the main ingredients, as I mentioned before, is like our signature thing, which has been and will always be, like, of course, like the folky and ethnical elements, as well as cinematic sounds. Sometimes they are more audible, sometimes less, and I feel on this album they came quite a bit more again to be able to listen to the songs. So that's how we always approach it. We are always open to explore new sounds, and this will also happen on the next album. So that's how we just approach an album. We will never repeat an album just because it's maybe successful or something. We will always to find new boundaries that we can break for ourselves.
Effectivement que donc avec ce nouvel album, il se répète pas en fait, jamais il se répète, jamais. En fait, le nouvel album est différent des précédents. C'est plus cinéma, avec un son beaucoup plus cinématique. Effectivement, ils ont conservé quand même cet ADN avec une approche épique, avec des mélodies folk, avec ce côté puissant métal, mais jamais deux fois la même chose. Toujours en avant, toujours quelque chose de très en avant. And Rene, I found the production of the new album very new because I never heard anything like that before.
Oh, thank you. So you mean what have you never heard before?
I never heard the kind of your production before.
Yeah, that's good to hear. I mean, I think the songs in general they had some kind of very as I told before, like some original new sounds that we haven't been using. At the same time, modern sounds, but also like old sounds because we recorded real flutes and real percussion and real instruments. But also like we actually got for the production itself, we got help from Daniel McCook, who actually came from the US to our city Leipzig, and who helped us like with the as a major part for the mixing, but also with he supported us also in the production to bring basically the songs forward, because very often I did all the stuff by myself, but it's like that. Sometimes you just get totally lost in the process, and sometimes it's just good to have an external person that can add significantly to the production, make it better, right? And of course, it has to be the right person. It has to fit to the project. And with him, we actually found someone who kind of resonated in general, like with orchestral and also symphonical elements, because he's doing this kind of music by himself also, and it was just a very good fit to collaborate for the production also for this album.
C'est avec Daniel Cook en fait, donc ils ont collaboré effectivement sur cet album. L'enregistrement ils l'ont fait eux-mêmes et le mix c'est avec Daniel Cook. Effectivement ils en sont très satisfaits. C'est vrai qu'il y a un son tout à fait original. Il y a pas, j'ai pas entendu deux sons comme ils ont sur ce nouvel album. C'est quelque chose de très personnel. Alors oui, ça résonne vraiment bien avec les parties symphoniques. Donc c'est vraiment quelque chose de nouveau, quelque chose d'original. Ouais, c'est très plaisant à entendre. Ça demande quand même quelques écoutes, mais c'est vraiment très intéressant. And there are also guest artists like violinist Sharon Yenon from ex-Helvetia, I think, yes, and the members of Heidevolk.
Exactly, yeah. We had some collaboration this time with external musicians. Like with Heidevolk, we are already friends for many years. Like we've done some of our first tours with them, and since then we've always been in a friendship. So we thought, okay, for this particular song, we want to have a real choir. And so we just got in contact with them if they maybe wanted to contribute. And the same kind of with Shiran, because she also lives in Leipzig, the city where we are living. And so we knew her before from her work with Elevati. And so we asked her just, hey, maybe we would just want to meet and record some stuff for the album. And she was totally up for that, and was a very enjoyable collaboration. I'm pretty sure we will repeat this also in the future.
Effectivement, donc oui, il faut savoir qu'il y a quelques artistes. Effectivement, il y en a une autre tout à l'heure, mais la question elle sera aussi spéciale. Il y a une violoniste qui s'appelle Shiran, donc qui était Nex et Luvici, à qui ils ont demandé effectivement quelques parties de violon. Elle a accepté tout à fait volontairement, et puis avec plaisir, elle a vraiment réalisé. Il y a de très belles parties de violon, et puis aussi il y a des membres d'Heidevolk avec qui ils sont amis depuis très longtemps, depuis leur première tournée. Donc ça date vraiment quoi. Donc tout ça s'est bien collaboré effectivement au sein des titres du nouvel album. And René, you choose to prioritize human artistic in favor authenticity with Jessica Roche, who handcrafted the artwork and costumes and refusing any use of AI.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, she was a pretty huge part of the whole process of the album. I mean, back then, she helped us a lot always with creating artworks and shirt designs and stuff. But yeah, since a few years, she's also contributing to the music. So, like, especially for Equinox, she actually wrote 2 full songs and also plenty of the lyrics. And as well, she did the cover artwork with actually real paint and real brushes. And yeah, also she did a lot for the music videos. Like she built all the props, all the costumes for herself. So she is a very huge creative energy. And we've worked together since many years, but now like for Equinox, her contribution was even way bigger. And that's what I'm always saying. Like, she's basically a band member. You might not see her on stage, but she's like just as important for the project as I am. And without her, it would not, like, Equinox would not be how it is now. So, and as you mentioned, like the not use of AI, for me, that's a very important topic because for me, like, I do like AI in general. I'm using it also by myself, but I don't like when people use it to fully generate artwork or fully generate music and just present it as their art, because that's simply not true, and it's I think morally it's not good. For me, it's like the process of creating art is what is so important. You know, like you have to suffer, you have to go to go through ups and to downs. It's a very emotional process, and it demands a lot of time and sweat and blood, as you say, right? And like the rise of AI and in general inspired me personally to go even more in the other direction, because before we also used, for example, digital painting for creating artworks, which is definitely a way of art still for me, but we wanted to go even further and use actual real paint and real brushes and basically just photograph the artwork that Jesse created. So yeah, it's for me personally, it's also a little statement against how AI is being used in art.
Alors effectivement, donc beaucoup de choses encore une fois. Equinox, effectivement, donc il y a Jessica Roche qui a travaillé effectivement, qui travaille avec le groupe depuis un certain nombre d'années, mais sur ce nouvel album, elle s'est vraiment totalement investie. Elle a participé donc à l'artwork, c'est elle qui l'a fait. Ensuite les paroles, les costumes concernant les clips vidéo. Donc elle a donné beaucoup d'énergie effectivement. Et puis en même temps aussi, elle a fait vraiment le gros du travail. Et surtout, elle n'a pas utilisé d'intelligence artificielle. Ça, c'était très important. Il fallait absolument. C'était vraiment le souhait absolu du groupe, donc ne pas utiliser d'intelligence artificielle. Et donc en fait, comme il l'explique, René, alors parfois lui il l'utilise, ça bien évidemment pour travailler il l'utilise, mais il l'utilise pas dans sa musique ou quoi que ce soit. Et donc par contre il a un peu peur de l'intelligence artificielle parce qu'il aime pas quand les groupes utilisent l'intelligence artificielle pour créer de la musique notamment et pour faire des albums. Ça le dérange vraiment parce que pour faire des pochettes, il tient absolument au côté humain pour l'artistique. Il est vraiment pour la protection de l'artistique, c'est-à-dire qu'un tableau, une peinture doit être faite humainement et non avec de l'intelligence artificielle. Donc c'est vraiment, il protège ce côté humain. C'est vraiment ce qu'il veut dire. C'est exactement comme pour les photos, quoi. Il y a une protection en tout cas de l'art qui est vraiment totalement évoquée par effectivement par René. Allez en direct ce soir dans 213 Rock Vinylestimes Classic Rock Radio. Rene Berthiaume of Equilibrium en direct ce soir pour venir parler donc du nouvel album Equinox qui sera disponible le 28 novembre prochain. 213 Rock Vinylestimes Classic Rock Radio. So René, now 3 music videos are available on social media. Gnosis, this track was released a year ago already.
Yes, that's right. Gnosis is actually an older song. We still decided to put it also on the new album because we thought it kind of fits already on this album. However, the song that is already been released, like the version of Gnosis, is an old version, and on the album there will be a new version of Gnosis. It's not that different from each other, but it definitely has a new mix and some new elements.
Alors effectivement, Gnosis c'était un vieux titre déjà, donc là ils l'ont remis au goût du jour, ils l'ont remis vraiment avec un nouveau son, un nouveau mix effectivement. Et puis en même temps sur le clip, le groupe apparaît dans des poses dramatiques avec des effets de lumière pour exprimer la méditation. Ça c'est dans le clip. And I said the band appears in the dramatic poses with the lightning effects to express meditation on the music video.
Yeah, definitely. Like that's I think that's also some kind of the way how we're trying to get our to get like the more spiritual approach that we feel like about these new songs, to get them also visually done. Like you can see it in the Gnosis video. You will also be able to see this these elements in other videos that we're about to release, or also that we already have been released. So yeah, that's some kind of way of express the music also visually.
Alors effectivement, Gnosis, c'est donc titre sorti déjà il y a 1 an, effectivement, et puis donc le clip vidéo, donc avec des poses dramatiques, avec des effets de lumière pour exprimer la déméditation, donc tout ça effectivement, ça fait partie, il y a des éléments, et c'était une belle entrée en matière pour les 2 titres qui vont arriver. Next track, Bloodwood, I Trade Green for Blood.
Yes, absolutely. Bloodwood was also a very important track for us. In general, it took some time to write it because it was also part of the process to actually find our direction that we would go with Equinox. And Bloodwood was like, it helped us a little bit to develop all the elements that we're using now, right? Like we have the folk melodies, we have the epicness, we have also the brutality, like we have We have blast beats again. So I feel Bloodwood is also in general a really good song, like to represent the album as a whole, even though that every song kinda is of course very different, but still I feel it's a good song, like if you want to show people the album or to give them a view into the album, I think Bloodwood is a good track to listen first to.
Alors Bloodwood, c'était un excellent titre pour représenter l'album, déjà dans un premier temps comme single. Ouais, ça c'est vraiment bien quoi en tout cas. Et puis aussi il exprime aussi l'amour et concernant comme une force de transformation. Il y a tout un scénario et très naturel au sein de ce clip. N'hésitez pas à aller sur YouTube pour le voir. C'est un morceau aussi qui contient des blast beats, du metal, etc. Donc c'était un bon titre effectivement pour commencer déjà à parler du nouvel album. And the next track, and what a track, I'll Be Thunder. Yeah. From the very first seconds, we are immersed in a setting that evokes the primitive side. I'll Be Thunder.
Yeah. I'll Be Thunder is one of those songs that has been created very intuitively and also kind of quick, because sometimes, like as I said, like Bloodwood took way more time to develop, and I'll Be Thunder was more like very spontaneous, impulsive. Like there are a lot of ideas that came to my mind where usually I would think, does it make sense to use this? Is this a good idea or not? But it was just, it came bam, 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 and then I just put it into the song. That's why you hear sometimes also maybe in this song a little bit more experimental and untypical sounds. But that's just sometimes how we like it, not to overthink something too much and just let it flow and see what comes up with this. And it kind of fits also. That's also what the lyrics are about. It's not about like, it's basically about kind of breaking free and not doing what all the time people expect from you, but getting rid of your masks and just finding to your own inner energy and translate this into whatever you want to do. And in this case, it's the art, of course. And I think I'll Be Thunder demonstrates this in a nice way in the music and also the lyrics.
Alors effectivement, donc dès les premières secondes avec le titre I'll Be Thunder, et quel beau titre, c'est un titre qui a été intuitif pour lui, qui a été très spontané dès le départ, qui est arrivé à son esprit assez rapidement. Je dirais même que le titre est assez cognitif, c'est-à-dire que tout s'est étalé dans sa tête les uns derrière les autres. Il a tout connecté, il a tout écrit dès que c'est arrivé, et donc c'est un titre qu'il a pas mis longtemps à composer puisque son esprit l'avait déjà. Il suffisait juste de l'écrire, qui lui dictait en fait. Donc et avec effectivement tout l'esprit qu'ils lui ont donné autour et le scénario, avec ce côté effectivement tribal, ce côté chamanique, effectivement ce côté avec les masques à l'intérieur, le clip vidéo avec le côté effectivement les racines humaines. C'est un clip et un titre qui est très étrange. I said this track is totally tribal and shamanic. I think it's a return to the human roots, and the thunder symbolizes the raw power of percussion in the tribal world. I think this is the best track of the new album.
Yeah, that's actually pretty right. Yeah, I mean, you have this kind of feeling, like this kind of archaic and primal feeling. You have this definitely in I'll Be Thunder. It's also like the part that you can hear in the middle. That's what I said. Like it came very intuitively. That's why you don't even have lyrics there. You just have sounds that you can hear that are being made. And I think that for me that has a very archaic feeling. But you have this feeling also once in a while in other songs of the album. Also, like you have it at the first song, Earth Tongue, and you have it at the last song, Nexus. So I feel this is kind of an element that intuitively came to the album. It's nothing that has been planned, but that's what I'm also saying, that this album for me has a way more spiritual approach, even though it was not really planned. It's just how it happened.
Alors effectivement, donc toujours dans ce titre effectivement et dans ce clip vidéo I'll Be Thunder, avec dans le clip il y a toute une explication concernant effectivement la foudre symbolisée par les rythmes des percussions mélangées avec la lumière. Il y a un côté tribal, je trouverais, il y a un côté chamanique, il y a un côté effectivement roots effectivement de l'humanité. C'est le titre avec lequel on va sortir du temps de cette interview. Donc c'est vraiment pour lui, donc en conclusion, sa conclusion à lui, c'est que c'est un titre qui est donc, et on l'a dit tout à l'heure, c'est un titre avec une approche spirituelle. C'est vraiment son idée. And just before the end, please, if I understand correctly your new album, you expressing inner transformation to the reconnection to the true human civilization.
Yes, it's the funny thing is, like when we chose the name Equilibrium back then, we didn't had any stronger thoughts about it. It was just spontaneous. Equilibrium sounds interesting. Let's just use this name.
Okay.
But over the years and from album to album, we found out that the meaning of equilibrium, like balance, has actually a pretty important part in the art that we are creating. And I mean, you can have the balance, you can find it in all kind of things, right? Like in the music and the art in general, but also in your life. And yeah, I think especially like the balance between past and future, you know, between being totally connected to the nature and then at the same time being connected with modern society and technology. I think both sides are beautiful, and if you manage to kind of have the balance between each, I think that's what might or should be the goal. Probably, I'm not sure about it, but at least that's what we're trying to emphasize in our music, to have, you know, the connection to very old sounds, but to combine them with new sounds, and the same goes also for the lyrics. So it's a blend of old and new.
Alors effectivement, beaucoup d'informations. Donc c'est une rencontre effectivement entre une connexion entre les vieux titres et les nouveaux titres. Et il y a cet équilibre effectivement entre le passé et le futur. Et donc c'est un album donc extrêmement équilibré effectivement, qui exprime la transformation intérieure jusqu'à la reconnexion à la vraie vie civilisationnelle. Voilà en tout cas 213 Rock Vinyl Times, The Classic Rock Radio, ce qu'il faut retenir effectivement de ce nouvel album. So just before the end, please. Maybe is the fourth music video already in the works?
Yes, actually a fourth, fifth, two more music videos.
Don't mention the track. I think, for me, I think Borrowed Waters will might be it.
Yes, am I allowed to say it? Yeah, I mean, you said it right, yeah. It actually will be released in a few days, so I can already say it, I think.
Ok, alors effectivement que j'avais bien vu, effectivement. Donc il y a peut-être il y en a un quatrième et un cinquième qui arriveront, et dans quelques jours il y en a un nouveau qui va arriver qui s'intitulera Borrowed Waters, effectivement avec une belle voix féminine en tout cas. Et just before the end, please, the very last questions. Can we expect you to come to France during your upcoming tour?
Right now we are still working on concerts and of course also on potential tour options. Right now there's nothing to announce yet, but if we're going on tour, we will definitely come to France. Like every time when we've been touring and when we came to France, no matter if it was our own headliner shows or if it was support tours, it was always great. I feel like France is also one of the very few countries where we actually on every tour, like coming to different cities. It's not only Paris, you know, it's also Toulouse, it's maybe also Lyon or Nantes. Like there are plenty of cities that are always fun to tour and come for concerts. So we always have a special connection to France, and for sure we will also come back again.
Effectivement que donc la France sera bien évidemment dans leur plan. Ils ont déjà joué dans plusieurs villes, effectivement, et pas essentiellement Paris. Il y a d'autres villes en France aussi, effectivement. Ils reviendront, et donc ils connaissent déjà Paris, ils connaissent Toulouse, ils connaissent plein de bonnes choses, plein de bonnes villes en tout cas. 213 Rock Vinyl Times, The Classic Rock Radio. Je rappelle que le nouvel album Equinox sera disponible le 28 novembre prochain. Voici le track listing. L'album démarrera avec l'intro Earthstone, en 2 Awakening, en 3 Legends, en 4 Archivist, en 5 Gnosis, en 6 Bloodwood, en 7 IB Thunder, en 8 Anderswelt, en 9 100 Hands, en 10 Borrowed Waters, en 11 Ritual Sun and Moon, en 12 Nexus et en 13 Tides of Time. 213 Rock Vinyl Times, Classic Rock Radio. So Rene, thank you very much for this live interview. What is your message for the audience tonight, please?
Yeah, I hope that everybody who listens to this podcast show, I hope you will also listen to the full album and that you will enjoy it as much as we do it. I think it's a very beautiful next chapter for the band, and yeah, of course, we can't wait to see you guys in France very soon again playing concerts for you. It's always a pleasure to be in your country.
Ok, 213 Rock Vinyl Times, The Classic Rock Radio. Rene Berthiaume en direct ce soir dans 213 Rock Vinyl Times, Classic Rock Radio. Voici le single IB Thunder on 213 Rock Vinyl Times, Classic Rock Radio.